Hey, Dave, what prompted activating AJ today rather than tomorrow?
Just where we were at, ILing Cody, the status of CT, just making sure we have enough position player coverage, and AJ was progressing really well. So just to have him available off the bench tonight will be helpful. And I see him starting in left field tomorrow.
Where is Chris Taylor and his neck? Do you feel like the altitude messed it up after you thought it was over with?
No, it started that game. He started in Cincinnati, that last game, and sort of regressed. And so stayed away from yesterday. We'll probably stay away from again today and see where he's at over the next couple of days.
Are you concerned it might lead to an injured list situation, or do you feel like you can manage it the rest of the regular season?
Yeah, I think we'll be able to manage it. Having AJ back gives a little bit more coverage, certainly. So I think that with CT, we can afford a few more days.
Thank you, Dave.
Yep. Thanks, Dave.
Next questions from Jorge Castillo. Go ahead.
Dave, with AJ back, what does that leave Gavin in terms of left field, and how much time will he get out there? Do you envision maybe bouncing around a little more?
Yeah, I think with Gavin, he's obviously in there tonight in left field, and I'm going to start him tomorrow in center field. So that gets us through this series, and when we get to Arizona, we'll kind of see where AJ's at, see where CT's at, and all those other guys.
Thank you.
Next question from Eric Steven. Go ahead.
Dave, with Pollock activated today, was there any thought to starting him, or is that kind of too much too soon for him right now?
I think it was a little too much too soon. I know it, with the altitude, with the running potentially, I just felt that, in talking to the training staff and AJ, to get him here for a pinch hit at bat makes sense, not much cost. And then to start him tomorrow, a day ahead of where we originally scheduled, made more sense.
I know we've talked a lot about the offense and like being consistent. You guys have scored, I think, 5 runs in 8 of the last 9 games. Are you seeing anything differently from them during that time? Is it just quality of bat? What's the difference over the last week and a half?
I think just collectively, it's just more a consistent team approach. We saw last night with the situational at bats, winning pitches, taking walks, using the whole field, and this is playoff time. And so our guys understand that every pitch, every at bat's important. I think that's the recent results are kind of showing that.
Thanks, Dave.
Yeah.
Next questions from Bill Plunkett. Go ahead.
Yeah, Dave, we talked about this a little last night, but why do you think Albert Pujols has been able to adapt to a pinch hitting role so successfully after spending his whole life as an everyday player?
I think one part of it is the communication with us and him, knowing his role and what's expected of him. And the other and most important part is his preparation. He knows exactly what the pitcher's trying to do. He's got obviously a good heartbeat, and he's been in big spots before. The bat to ball is still very elite. And so I think that you kind of put that together, and you have a guy that you know what you're going to get. You're going to get a competitive at bat in a spot, and he's come through so many times for us.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Last one's from Michael Duarte. Go ahead.
Yeah, Dave, with AJ dealing with these hamstrings on both legs throughout the season, was there any discussion about taking it easy, I guess, with the playoffs coming up, not trying to push it too much, on the first to thirds or stealing a base or something on the base pass to make sure this doesn't happen again? Or is he cleared 100% to go at it full force?
I think I've used the word governor more times than I care to remember about all of our players this year coming back from injuries. So I'm going to use it again. So to be smart on the bases, I think that's advised to him, will be advised to him as well. And he's smart enough to know that we're at a certain point that we need him on the field. That's his value. So I do think that looking out as we get through the end of the season, through the postseason, he'll be really smart about it.